I'm here today to talk about my 1980 Corvette that I converted into a Corvorado Tribute. I was originally inspired by the James Bond movie Live and Let Die, the custom car that was in there. But I wanted to build something that was longer, a bit more custom, and all metal. So I ended up purchasing a 1980 Corvette and a 1971 El Dorado and started the deconstruction process, which involved taking the entire body off of the Corvette and building a steel skeleton around that to hang the sheet metal off of. That was a trial and error process. We did it several times. Of course, the proportions were very difficult to make them work properly. Once we got the skeleton built around it, we took all of the metal, all of the fenders, quarters, doors and sides, trunk and hood, bumpers off of the El Dorado. And the process then started of course, shaving those panels down, lengthening some of them, shortening some of them. The panels for the doors had to be pretty much hand constructed out of metal. There was very few parts of the original El Dorado used there. The bumpers were cut up into about 12 different sections, re-welded, reshaped, and then re-chromed. The openings for the license plates had to be reformed and stretched and formed by hand. Having the geometry for the trunk and hood hinges work properly was extremely difficult. The trunk and hood are 100% metal, narrowed by 10 inches, and the geometry for the hinges was redesigned on both of those. I wanted the car to be much lower than a stock Corvette, so we reconstructed the suspension. The car is on airbags. It can be lowered all the way down to the ground or raised to your liking for different ride heights for driving. The car has to be raised at least 2.5 inches to safely drive it on the street. Of course, you can raise the front more if you're in a parking lot or going over a steep driveway entrance. About 3 years had passed halfway through the project, and it was overwhelming, and the car it looked like a Frankenstein car. It was all cut up, it had surface rust all over it, weld scars, fitment issues, things weren't fitting, the doors weren't opening. It was a mess, and it was quite tempting at that time to just give up on the entire project. I did not want to do that. I had already invested a lot of time, a lot of resources, a lot of knowledge from different metal fabricators in Southern California. I really wanted the car to be black. I thought it would have sort of a stealth look and be a lot more sinister looking if it was black. So that required a lot more metal work, a lot more blocking. I did not modify the engine. It is a stock 1980 Corvette. It's kind of a low horsepower Corvette model, not the most collectible year. That kind of made me feel not quite so guilty for taking the car apart because it was actually in pretty good condition. I did not want to change the engine. I did not want to put a big block in it or anything like that. I wanted a car that had a great frame, California car, great engine and transmission. I think the car had 29,000 miles on it when I purchased it here locally. It was about 7 years to fully complete the car. I've enjoyed taking it to different car shows, mostly Cars and Coffees. It was shown at the Father's Day Concours on Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills, where it took a prize for Best Custom. John D'Agostino gave it a trophy for Best Custom there, and it also won a different award that was presented at that show by Jay Leno. I call it a Corvorado Tribute because, of course, people are familiar with the Corvorado, and I was somewhat inspired by the Corvorado, but at the same time I've always been a huge fan of heavily modified Cadillacs from the early 70s. You know, the Superfly headlights, the wire wheels, Vogue tires, all of these different kind of custom touches that were very unique to the early 70s. And I wanted to sort of pay respect to those aspects of it while kind of bringing the car into this century, into this decade. There's a whole culture, of course, of cars that are on airbags now and air ride. And I also love all of those cars. So I tried to incorporate as many aspects of different custom cars as I could into one build. I think one of the other things that really drove me to build the car is I've been collecting and restoring cars for 40 years. So when we were building this car, I really wanted it to be something that would be a standout no matter where I took it. And people have really enjoyed seeing the car. They really like it. Some people think it's funny or ridiculous. That's okay, everyone's entitled to their opinion. I do drive the car a lot. It is not a static show car that I leave in a garage or sitting in a building somewhere. I take it to the grocery store. I park it carefully, but I take it to the grocery store. I take it to get coffee. I take it to at least 1 to 3 car shows a month. I've driven it as far as an hour and a half away from home. It's very reliable. I don't trailer it anywhere. I've been fortunate so far to not get any stone chips on it, but I just really believe that a car that you put this much effort into building, I believe that you should drive it. I think it's important to just enjoy it. If it gets scratched, it can always be repaired. It doesn't matter who sees the car or if they're interested in cars or not. People just absolutely fall over when they see the car in person, or particularly see me driving it on the freeway or on a busy street. They just cannot get over what the car looks like. It is very, very low. It's almost as low as a Ford GT, which I think is, I don't know, 40 inches high or whatever the number is. But it's extremely low to the ground. So people really enjoy seeing it. And I've had a lot of very positive feedback, and that's been something I've really enjoyed.